Okay, guys. So is there a second Exodus? And if so, prove it. Okay, so that's what I'm planning to do in this video today. Biblical proof that there is indeed a second Exodus. As a matter of fact, it's coming for us pretty soon. So what's up, y'all? This is Casey here, and yes, I'm back with yet another video. Today is the day that Yahuwah has made. Let us rejoice and be glad in it. So, guys, I just wanted to go over a couple few scriptures real quick to show that there is indeed going to be a huge event that is going to be so huge that people we'll forget about the first Exodus of Moses and the Ten Commandments and them leaving Egypt and the Nile River and all of the things, right? So, can we prove it through Bible scriptures that this may be? And so, let's see. So, first, I want to start off with this right here Ecclesiastics, right? Let's go to chapter 1 in verse 9. It says, the thing that hath been, it is the thing which shall be, and that which is done is that which shall be done. And there is no new thing under the sun. So, is there anything whereof it may be said, see, this is new? It hath been already of old time, which was before us. So, what that's basically saying, and that's the King James Version, I'll put it over here because I like the ERV and the ESV too. In the ERV, it say a little different, but it means the same thing. 1 and 9, Ecclesiastics, all things continue the way they have been done since the beginning. The same things will be done, have always been done. There's nothing new in this life. Someone might say, look, this is new, but that thing has always been here. It was here before we were. People don't remember what happened long ago. In the future, they will not remember what is happening now. And later, other people will not remember what the people did before them. So, what is that saying? Basically, history repeats itself. Not only do we see this in the Bible, especially in the Old Testament, but we see it in everyday life. And even in modern times, y'all, as us older folks, okay, I'm almost hitting that beautiful age of 50, right? Us older folks, we look at these younger folks and be like, jitterbug, for real. Like we used to wear that hairstyle. We had the bell bottoms. We had the what they call flare pants now, I think. We had, and our parents. So there's nothing new under the sun. You know what I'm saying? Y'all might call it a different word. You may call it a different thing. It may be even dressed up a little bit differently, but there's nothing new under the sun. Okay. So that's what we're going to talk about right now. And because of that, and because the Most High is the same today, tomorrow, and forever, which scripture says, right? We know that he operates a particular situation, a certain type of way. This is his character. This is his personality. This is how he is. So let's get into the second Exodus. Okay, guys. So here in Jeremiah chapter 16, verse 14. It says, therefore, behold, the days come, said Yahuwah, that it shall no more be said that Yahuwah liveth, that brought up the children of Israel out of the land of Egypt. But Yahuwah liveth, that brought up the children of Israel from the land of the north and from all the lands whither he hath driven them. And I will bring them again into their land that I gave unto their father. If we read it in the ERV, the easy read version, honey, it says Jeremiah 16 and verse 14. People make promises and say, as surely as Yahuwah lives, Yahuwah who brought the Israelites out of the land of Egypt. But the time is coming, says Yahuwah, when people will not say that. They will say something new. They will say, as surely as Yahuwah lives, the Yahuwah who brought the Israelites out of the northern land and who brought them out of all of the countries where he had sent them. Why will they say that? Because I, that's Yahuwah speaking, I will bring the Israelites back to the land that I gave to their ancestors. So, what is this saying, guys? This is saying that we, Judah, right, Israel, we were scattered around the world. If we know about biblical prophecy, we were scattered for worshiping idol gods, our ancestors, okay? And so we were caught this time around in 1619, we was put into the transatlantic slavery trade, right? Sold to foreigners, right? Which one of those foreigners happened to be North America. I'm in North America, so I'm speaking to people in North America right now, but also scattered across the land. Now, the Most High Yah says that surely people talked about Egypt. So they talked about that thing back then, but it's going to be a day when they will no longer talk about it. Why? Because something new is going to happen according to Jeremiah 16 and 15. They're going to say, as surely as Yahuwah liveth, he brought them, the Israelites, out of the northern land and from all the other countries where Yahuwah had sent them, because he said, I'm going to keep my promise that I gave to Abraham. I'm going to bring the Israelites back to their land that I gave to their ancestors, y'all. Y'all, this is showing that there is indeed a second Exodus. People want to say that, oh, America, this is the original Egypt, and I've been here in Tennessee is Egypt, and just all this funny stuff. No, this is Babylon. This is Mystery Babylon. This is Jeremiah 50 and 51. This is going to fall. This is the one in Revelations where it talks about in 1 hour, baby, it's going to go down. Okay. Now, whether that be by missiles, economic depression, or other ways that is going to go down, it's going to go down. This is not, if you are, okay, here we go. If you are a Hebrew Israelite, this is not your home. Okay. This is not your land. Okay. You were scattered here. You were brought here because the wickedness of your ancestors, voodoo, hoodoo, worshiping other gods, idolizing, right? Phoenician gods, Baal, Asherah poles, right? All of the things that they was doing, and then brought that over here. And now we in our wickedness is repeating the same things. We're doing witchcraft. We're burning candles. We're burning sage. I just saw somebody, which I'm still wondering, should I do an expose video on this lady that's up here actually taking Bible and Bible scriptures and Bible verses, putting them on cards. Let's just call it tarot cards because that's what it is. Talking about she is a prophetess. I'm so tired of that word. I don't know what to do with myself. Talking about she a prophetess, and she's up here saying, pick this card, pick this card. So this is what the Lord is saying. And then she'll pick up Proverbs and 1 or Psalms and 2. What, are you kidding me? And then she'll add some other words on some other cards. Baby, that's witchcraft all day long. And this is part of why Babylon, part, not all, but part of why Babylon is about to fall. Okay? Because the evil and the wickedness that is done. I'm just talking about one particular sin right now. The reason why I'm sticking with witchcraft right now and idol worship in that way, because we worship idols in other ways. We worship money. We do anything for money. We worship these celebrities. They can't do nothing wrong, and we do whatever they do. We gotta be like them, right? It's other idols. Don't get it twisted. But right now, I'm talking about what the reason why yo Hebrew Israelite behind is right here, right now. This is not your land. This is not your tongue. They gods is not your God. Jesus is not your God. Now, I know y'all gonna get mad at me, but I've put it up here and I'm gonna put it up here some more. J, right, ain't even 200 years old. The letter J ain't even 200 years old. Now, I'm not one that will curse people or separate myself against people, because I'm gonna say at this time, because baby, as I grow in this thing, it goes to new levels, right? But I feel like this when the Most High Yah put grace and mercy on you to open your eyes to see that Jesus is Zeus. When he put it in your eyes to see that Jesus is a deity, it is a deity. It's just not the most high, his son, Yahusha, right? When you see that we came and served that God, the white one, the gay one, the one Leonardo or Raphael or one of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, his boyfriend that they painted, him, right? When you find out that that's the God that we serve, then that's the scripture that the Most High said he was going to do. He said he was going to let us serve their gods. You will serve other foreigner gods, right? I will scatter you around the earth, around the world. And this right here, Jeremiah 16:14, 15, and many other scriptures says that I'm going to bring you back. There's going to be a second Exodus, but that's not all. Check this out right here, y'all. Check this out. Hold on. So here we go. Let's go to Genesis 15. Genesis 15:12. It says, the sun began to go down, and Abram got very sleepy. And while he was asleep, a very terrible darkness came over him. And then Yahuwah said to Abram, you should know this. Your descendants have lived in a country that is not their own. Now, this is the ERV version, okay? The easy read version, right? They will be strangers there. The people will make them slaves and be cruel to them for 400 years. But then I will punish the nation that made them slaves. Your people will leave that land and they will take many good things with them. Okay, so what is this? This is the second Exodus, okay? Because what happened in 1619? 1619 was the transatlantic slavery. And listen, I don't know if y'all realize, but in 2019, when the cough heard around the world around that time happened, people started waking up. Now, people started waking up before that, right? But people grazed people before that. But I mean, he really poured his spirit out upon people at that time and started waking up, especially the children of Israel, Judah in particular, and started waking them up and started to I see it on this app all the time. People waking up saying, we are the true Hebrew Israelites. I even see Gentiles waking up saying, do y'all know who the true Hebrew Israelites are? Those are the people that our ancestors, their ancestors made slaves. That's who they are. Y'all, everybody is waking up because it's time to wake up out of our slumber. The veil is being unlifted. He is finally letting us know the truth. He's telling us the truth of his name and everything. The word even talk about knowing the truth about his name. So we can do it real quick. What is it? Is it First Chronicles 7:14, right? If my people were called by my name, right? Call out to me. I will hear the land. All right, I'm messing it up a little bit, but y'all know what I'm talking about, right? So listen, this right here is saying that in 400 years, them slaves, what nation made us slaves, y'all? What nation could that possibly be? Is that possibly Mystery Babylon? Is that the one? Oh, yeah, America. The most cruel slavery, because it's always been slavery. Let's keep it real, because them Gentiles to tell you real quick, oh, it's always been slavery. We were the first slaves, and there was the Arab slave, and there was the slave. But there was never a slavery like Deuteronomy in 28. There was never a people like Deuteronomy 28, except our people. So let's go to Deuteronomy 28. It's kind of too long to go through it all in this video, but let's just go on ahead and pick out some choice things here to show who is these curses for disobedience. Now, don't get it twisted, right? These curses in Deuteronomy 28 can be on anybody, and the sword is about to be upon the nations that put you in captivity and your ancestors in captivity. So, and we read that in other places in the Bible. We'll talk about it in another video. But for the sake of this video, let's go down to the very end here in 28 and 68. Yahuwah will send you back to Egypt in ships. What does back to Egypt in ships mean? Okay, so remember when they were in Egypt and in slavery, when Pharaoh put them in slavery after Joseph passed away, and the new Pharaoh act like he ain't know Joseph and act like he ain't know the Israelites, and he was scared. He was like, "Well, what if they decide to come up against us? It's a whole lot of them. What if them and other nations decide to come up against us? So we gonna put them in a slave, right?" That's the first Exodus, okay? But right here in Deuteronomy 28:68, the first sentence says, Jehovah will send you back to Egypt in ships. They was not put on ships, okay? They lived right there, right next door to Goshen. That was right next door. That was within Egypt, all right? So this is saying it's going to send you back to Egypt in ships. So it's not necessarily Egypt, but it's a type or a form of Egypt into slavery, into a captivity, a physical captivity. Because when we talk about Egypt and Babylon, they both are captivities, but Egypt was a physical slavery in chains. Two chains. Yeah, I got to put the out a T on two chains too. Two chains, one chain around one arm, the other chain around, yeah, what's it? Future. Two chains and all of them later. But anyways, yeah. So that kind of slavery was Egypt. But then you have the Babylonian slavery. If you remember, like Daniel and them, they was in the Babylonian slavery. And with that one, they wasn't in two chains. And that one, they brain, they mind, the people minds was in chains. Okay. They had them in a mental slavery. Serve and bow down to our be one like with us. Be pagan like us. Do our rituals. Participate with us. You see what I'm saying? Do things by our laws, by our works, by man-made things. Kind of like what you do here now. You celebrate Valentine's Day, Mother's Day, Father's Day. You celebrate the Christmas. You celebrate the Easter. You will not be doing that if you make it to the new heaven and the new earth. Yeah, ain't no Valentine's Day. Mm-mm. Ain't no Mother's Day or no Father's Day. No, it ain't no Christmases. And honey, I know you think it's Easter, but it's not one of them neither. Okay. And so, yes, there still is slavery. You were sent back to Egypt in ships. And what was it that you were sent? How was the 1619 transatlantic slavery? How were they sent? By airplanes? By cars? By donkeys? No, by ships. They were sent by ships. Okay, and yeah, and real quick, let me just add this um to it while we here in 28, Deuteronomy 28. It says, I said you would never have to go to that place again, but he will send you there. In Egypt, you will try to sell yourselves as slaves to your enemies, but no one will buy you. Look, I did highlight a couple of things here. You will serve your enemies. Yahuwah will send against you. Don't that sound like transatlantic slavery? You will be hungry, thirsty, naked, and poor. He will put a load on you that cannot be removed, and you will carry that load until he destroys you. Your enemy, the colonizers, destroys you, mind, body, spirit, and soul. Here in the KJV, it says, therefore shalt you serve your enemies, which Yahuwah shall send against you. So your God, you know, that loving God that always everybody talk about, and he is a loving God. But he says that he will do evil. Okay, he says it, I don't know how many times in the Bible he says that I will cause this evil to come upon you. I would do this evil because you did this. I would do this evil. Okay, now look, which Yahuwah shall send against you, and hunger and in thirst and in nakedness and in in want of all these things, and he, your enemy, the colonizer, shall put a yoke of iron upon thy neck until he have destroyed thee. What other nations that you know of that was in slavery? I don't care, the Arab, the Caucasians, the Persuasions, the Indians. Who else had a yoke of iron upon their necks? I only know of the Hebrew Israelites. And who is the Hebrew? The 1619. Now, let's talk about it. The 1619 transatlantic slavery. Because Pete, this game, that wasn't even in Egypt. If it was, then help point it out to me because I didn't see it and I could have missed it. When they were slaves with Pharaoh, I didn't see anything where it talked about yokes of iron was put upon their necks. So tell me where what other nation has that happened to? But if that's not enough to get the goose going, read all of 28. But it says you'll have sons and daughters, but you won't be able to keep them because they will be captured and taken away. That sounds like who? The foreigners living among you. They will get more and more power, and you will lose all the power you had. The foreigners will have money and they'll loan it to you, but you will not have any money to loan to them. How many banks you got? How many banks do you have in this land? How many loans are you giving to the foreigners? Okay. They will control you the way the head controls the body, and you will be like the tail. All these curses will come upon you. They will keep chasing you and catching you until you are destroyed because you did not listen to what Yahuwah, your God, told you. You did not obey the commands and the laws that he gave you. And again, read all of these things. Yahuwah will bring a nation from far away to fight you. You will not understand their language. Did you understand what the colonizers were saying when they came and got you? Mm-mm. They came quickly, like an eagle coming from the sky. Now, listen, I know you're going to say, but what does America stand for? What's the symbol for America? Is it not an eagle? Let me keep going. These people will be cruel, and they will not care about your old people, nor will they show mercy to young children. Wasn't your children's fed to alligators? Didn't they? Hmm? Let's keep going. It's many other things, but like I say, I don't want to make this video too long. You might have as many people as the stars in the sky, but only a few of you will be left. I think that's called a remnant. I believe that's called the remnant. And remember, he did promise Abraham, see, the Most High, y'all. He is not a man that he should lie. And so the Most High Yah told and promised Abraham, you're gonna have so many of them children, baby. It's gonna be like the sand in the and on the sand, right? And so, but at the same time, see this how it is. At the same time, they might be as many as the stars in the sky or the sand, but only a few of them gonna be making it. Only a remnant gonna be left, right? Why? Because you didn't listen to what Yahuwah, your God said, right? Mhm. Then 28:63 says that Yahuwah was happy to be good to you and make your nation grow in the same way that he was happy to ruin and destroy you. So look, he can be on this side or the right side or the left side. Which side you gonna choose? Because it depends on you, right? This contract that our people we made with him, it said you are going to take that land to be yours, but people will take you out of that land, and Jehovah will scatter you among all the people in the world. What other nations do you know? Was it the Vietnamese? Was it the Chinese? Was it the Indians? Was it the Italians? Was it the Spaniards? What nation you know that was scattered among all the people in the world, and that he scattered from one end of the earth to the other? And there you will serve their false gods made of wood and of stone. They are false gods that you and your ancestors have never worshipped. Yeah. You will not have any peace among these nations. Y'all can't even ride around without the police being behind you and you getting sweating and nervous. You get nervous and sweaty when they riding up in the hood. Oh, you know what you can't have no peace. It's always gonna be a Karen, baby. It's always gonna be a Karen lurking around them bushes. You will not have any peace among these nations. You will have no place to rest. You might have a place, but not to really rest. You always better keep two eyes open. Yahuwah will fill your minds with worries. Your eyes will feel tired. You'll be very upset. You'll live with danger. You'll always be afraid. You'll be afraid night and day. You'll never be sure about your life. Ain't that what it is? In the morning, you'll say, I wish it was evening. In the evening, you'll say, I wish it was morning. This will happen because of the fear in your heart and the terrible things that you will see. Guys, we are the true Hebrew Israelites. And like I say, if you know better, put it down in the comments, and you better have some scriptures to back that thing up. Okay. There will indeed be a second Exodus for the true Hebrew Israelites. Now, like I said in previous videos, and I'll continue to say, it's not just about you believing, it's about everybody that believes in the Son of Yahuwah, the Son, y'all call him Jesus, but Yahusha, his Hebrew, Paleo Hebrew name, right? It's about him having belief in him, what he's done for you, why he was murdered for you. He was a human blood sacrifice. That's the only human blood sacrifice that we should ever have on this earth. But he was the human blood sacrifice for your sins, for your guilt, for the evil and wickedness that you've been doing since you've been born on this earth. He is the way, the truth, and the life, and no one goes to the Father without him. You got to go through him. I don't care what other gods you serve. I don't care who you is or what you is. You got to go through him. You can believe in God. You can believe in the universe. You can believe in all. But if you don't go through him, okay? And so here, Hebrew Israelites, this is where you get kind of jacked up a little bit because you get a little prideful and think you're going to be the only ones over there. No, you are not. There are some Gentiles that's way more loyal and way more faithful than you are to the Most High Yah. Absolutely. And so they will be there for the second Exodus as well. I'm going to be making more videos though about the second Exodus. How deep this thing is going to go because people don't think deep enough. It's kind of like they don't think deep enough with the mark of the beast and what that really entails of, and how you really going to be homeless, and how you really not going to be able to eat. Like how you going to pay your bills? You know what I'm saying? If you can't take that mark and have a job. Or even if you get CBDCs, right? Or what they call universal basic income. Now they're calling it universal, what do you call it? High income, I think, or something like that. Either which way they switch up the words, you know how they do. But even if you get that, you're gonna have the mark. So how you gonna be able to do all of that? How you gonna be able to participate? How you gonna be able to get your medical going on? How you gonna be able to get see a doctor if your kids get sick? If you get sick? Hmm? But we'll talk about that in another video. But I want you to think real deep on that. Like you really need to meditate on stuff like that. You really need to meditate on this second Exodus, what that entails of, what that entails of for interracial couples, what that entails of for interracial families. What does that entail of? Because the Most High Yah says, I'm going to bring my people out. And so far, what I get of that is all of my people is coming out, right? Now he gonna be purging and knocking people off in the process thereof. But I'm going to bring my people out of these scattered nations so they can come back to their homeland. But everybody ain't going to make it. Only a remnant going to make it in. But I made a promise to Abraham. And I told him that I'm going to bring your people, whether they be evil, whether they be good, whether they be bad. I'm going to bring them out, right? But everybody ain't gonna make it all the way in. It's gonna be a little journey. So I don't know exactly how that look. We'll talk about that in other videos, but you got to think about this. What about the Gentiles? What about people that believe in the Most High Yah? Or people who don't believe in the Most High Yah? who's married to people that's true Hebrew Israelites, and they are not true Hebrew Israelites, and they have children, but their children have mixed DNA with Hebrew Israelite and a Gentile. Who makes it? Who doesn't? Who gets to go back? You ever thought about that? We're going to talk about it in some other videos. But anyways, thanks for checking out the video. There is going to be a second Exodus. There's a whole lot of scriptures in this Bible that talks about the second Exodus. Zechariah, I think it's called Zephaniah. I'm really getting into the old script or the Old Testament now. I used to be a New Testament girly, but I've been getting into the Old Testament, and there's so much on these prophecies, y'all, about these end times. And I know it's crazy, but hey, look, in Babylon, I had that look. I was in slavery. My mind was captive, okay? But now it's a little more free, and every day I get a little more freer every day. A little more freer every day. And I'm starting to find out things like, oh wow, would I have known then if I would have read it? Possibly, possibly not. Okay, I know pastors that don't even talk about this stuff, and they've read that Bible I don't know how many times. So, you know, whatever. But anyways, I just want to talk about the second Exodus. I want to talk about that. It really is a real thing. It really is a real thing that you need to be preparing for. Okay, because Babylon, all the things that's going on right now, the weather, I don't know if y'all know what's going on in Nevada with the fires right now, Hawaii with the floods right now, things just going on with weather right now here in USA, in Mystery Babylon, in America, all right, as well as things going on overseas, as well as oil, gas prices, an explosion just happened over there in Texas to the oil, one of the oil refineries, just all kinds of things that's going to bring on more of these end time events. That's going to bring in them four horsemen of the apocalypse, which I really think they riding already. But I just feel like the birth pangs is about to be speeding up a little bit more, right? The famine, the pestilence, the war, you know, all of the things, right? But we are already there. We're here. And this is why I'm here. And I'm trying to tell you guys that if you are not right, if you are not saved, what do I mean? If you have not repented and said that Yahusha, some of y'all call him Jesus, but you have not said that Yahusha is your Lord and your Savior, and you have not repented for your sins, and you have not turned away from your sins and asked Him for the help to do so, you have not formed a relationship, you have not built a bond with Him, if you have not had an intimate relationship with Him so He can tell you what you need to do, so He can at least start you on this pathway of truth. He can start you on this pathway of living holy. He can start you on this pathway of living righteously. He can start you on this pathway of knowing what to do, where to do, how to do. He can tell you how to move, when to move. Are you going to be one of the ones that he say get a passport and leave? Which I say everybody need to do that one. Okay, because the Bible clearly tells you at the end of the day, you're going to have to do that one. You're going to have to leave here. But some people are going to be here for other reasons that is kingdom related. Some people are going to be here because, well, he know they ain't going to change and they part of the judgment anyways. There's a lot of people that, you know, are descendants of the colonizers that their hearts ain't right. They gonna be here, you know. You got people fighting here right now. I'm talking about from the colonizers on down to the Hebrew Israelites. I ain't leaving here. This is my home. This is my place. This is where I belong. So you know, it's certain things like that. People prideful and stubborn like that, and I ain't got to apologize for nothing. I ain't do nothing. And those people, they will be here. They will be here to endure not only the judgment, but the wrath. Now, some of us, we're gonna like it's going through judgment now. We're gonna be here. The Bible clearly says we're gonna be here to see. I witness. The Bible says we're gonna be able to witness them go through the judgment. It's like we're in the Goshen, right? And we're watching. We're watching the judgment, right? Right. So some people are gonna be here for that. But if you can get your butt up out of here, and if he say it's time for you to get out of here, get up out of here. Okay? As in America, as in the USA, as in, yeah, Mystery Babylon. It's not a mystery no more. Leave. It's about to get really, really ugly up off in here. Especially when that dollar drop. When that dollar go to half and then half a half of that. It's about to get real ugly. You want to talk about a civil war? If that look, all the other stuff they do, they can eat babies, they can sodomy this, and they can grape that, and they can pull out this file and the file. That ain't gonna move you. What's gonna move you is when they touch your dollar bill. When they touch your idol, that's when you're gonna start seeing the demonstrations going on. That's when you're gonna start seeing the lootings going on. That's when you're gonna start people demanding something when they start messing with your idol. That's called dollar bill, y'all. Money, bread, dough, dinero. Hey, right. Cheddar cheese. Crypto, CBDC, digital flow. That's when it's all gonna go down. And I don't know if you want to be here for that. I don't think I want to be here for that. Right? So it might be time that we get saved. And if we so called saved, we might need to re-examine ourselves, judge ourselves, and say, oh, am I really saved? Am I living holy? Am I living righteous? Am I communicating with the Most High Yah? Am I talking to Him? Am I praying? Am I fasting? Am I worshiping? Am I reading the Word? Am I being cleansed? Am I being purified, sanctified? What's going on? Am I using my gifts? Am I using my talents to build the kingdom? Am I helping others or am I telling others? Am I warning others? What am I doing in my part to this whole situation? Am I a fisher of men? Am I doing right? Am I listening for his voice? Am I trying to hear what he's saying to do? Is he giving me instructions to save up bottled water, buy more canned goods, get my passport and just leave? Is he telling me I need to invest in this, take my money out of that? What is he telling me to do? So get it right, guys, because we are here. We are so here to we are here. That's it, guys, for this one. I'm gonna leave it at that. Like, share, comment, subscribe, all the things. And I'll catch you in the next one. If you have any questions or if you want to comment about the second Exodus, any dreams, any visions, any words that you have about it, anything that you want to share, please feel free to do so. Look, I ain't nobody. I'm just a person that decided to hit the record button. That's it. That's who I am. I'm a person who decided to hit the record button. That's it. So when you go to these content creators thinking that they all a child, they just hit the record button. That's it. That's all. That's it. So they know better than you. So if you want to share, please feel free to share your thoughts, your views, your opinions, your things. We can agree to disagree. I am grown. I'm very grown. But if you show me some scriptures, show me some scriptures, line by line, precept by precept. Let's do it. All right. So with that, I'm out. I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace, shalom, and all of the things. Talk later, y'all.